Alright, so before I get into the rust issues these cars have, I may as well tell you what you're looking at. This is my 1976 BMW 3.0CS. It's actually a Euro model, originally delivered to Switzerland, but made its way to California early on. That's why you'll notice the reflectors got federalized. But yeah, it has a CSL spoiler, which I think looks great. The CSL fender flares, those chrome flares, I don't really, I kind of have mixed feelings, but they look alright. And then it's sitting on a staggered set of 16-inch Alpinas, 16x7 in the front and 16x8 in the rear. This, of course, is Polaris Silver. And you'll notice with E9s, of course, the beautiful, very slim pillars, no B-pillar. So these windows roll down and it's there's nothing there, which is great. Of course, the Hofmeister kink here, and then the BMW badge on the C-pillar. Very beautiful design. Go to the back. So you can usually tell a Euro car, pretty much all of them have this rear fog light, that red little square there. And yeah, it's such a beautiful car. The design of these things is just unreal. It's a pretty big car. The E9s, they weigh basically 3,200 pounds, so they're pretty heavy. The big 6-cylinder in the front. And this car has a 5-speed, and I have a limited slip 3.73 as well. We'll go to the inside. I love this car for, well, a lot of reasons, but it also has a sunroof. I'm a huge sunroof fan, which is awesome. They're, well, since we're on the topic of sunroofs, if you see bubbling, like, this is kind of a common rust issue, and this is actually a reason why a lot of these cars died. They start rusting from the inside out here. This starts bubbling, and then you almost have to replace the roof, but also the drains go like right into kind of that A panel and then rust that out. So yeah, if it has a sunroof, just be extra careful, but yeah, I'm super happy with that. We'll go through the interior. These are Shield seats. Shield 400 rally seats, I think they're called. I don't know if they're original. They're definitely early seats. They would have been installed maybe a dealer option or right from the start. It doesn't have headrests, and they're horsehair fabric, so they're definitely vintage. And then of course the rear seats are done in the same style. And yeah, you have the wood grain, the nice trim. The headliners are nice in these cars as well. But yeah, like the visibility is incredible. Just a big fishbowl. They have the turn vent windows, kind of like the 2002s. I have an Alpina Momo steering wheel, reproduction. It's actually a great wheel, 380. And yeah, just your 4 gauges, kind of a standard dash. It's quite nice. This car is actually very original. It has just over 100,000 kilometers on it. Well, when I bought it, I guess, I put 11,000. It has 120K on it now. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So, let's talk about rust. E9s, they're great at a lot of things, and they're really great at rusting. And I think normal, like, yeah, you kind of expect that from an old car, but the repairing one of these is just, that's the main issue. Because normally you can unbolt a fender, bolt it back on, maybe do patch in the floors and stuff, but these have several layers. So you'll notice the front fender, this is a full unibody, so yeah, the front fenders, everything is welded on. There's a seam here that's leaded, and then I think a seam here as well. And then of course, yeah, underneath and stuff, you have to cut the fender to take it off. And that's where a lot of the rust actually happens. Of Of course you get kind of the typical rust in your floor corners, as with most cars, but there is an area up in here. It's like a triangle of death. When I open the hood it'll get a better view, but basically the way it's built, you have your kind of your fender well, and then your firewall, and then there's the engine bay. And then there's the little triangle here that is just basically gets full of dirt and stuff from driving. Now my car was actually pretty dry, but even then I scooped out like several handfuls of just soot. But yeah, this little area here is just, that's what killed these cars. And actually I should show you right now. When you open the trunk, I meant to say the glove box. When you open the glove box and look up, that's kind of the best way to see if that area is good. This car has actually never been touched, believe it or not, and that's what an original one looks like. But yeah, all the other ones I've owned have been like rusty here. You'll see rust coming, and that's from the inside out. If there's a little bit of rust here, that means it's way worse. So if you're looking to buy an E9, don't do anything unless you see pictures of this area, or see it in person, of course. And then same with the driver's side, of course. But yeah, that area is really bad, because yeah, to properly fix that, of course, you do have to take the fender off. And then there's actually another panel as well. So there's a panel with a hole in it that goes kind of here and like follows, kind of a little structural panel. I'll see if I can, it might be too dark in there. Okay, might be able to see that, yeah. So yeah, you can see, yeah, I guess you can see where the one joins. But yeah, it's not fun to fix. That is definitely, that's the worst area on these cars. The floors and stuff are fairly straightforward. They rot out. Also from the inside out, the carpets just hold moisture. These cars were built by Carmen, and I mean, the ongoing joke is that they just installed them with rust. But I think what really happened is they just didn't paint them well enough. Like, I put a borescope in there to see how rusty it was in that little triangle, and it's actually solid, which is sweet, but it's also just surface metal. Like, there's almost no paint in there. So I sprayed some rust stuff in there, but yeah, it's funny. And then it kind of goes with like a lot of the cavities on these cars. Some really rusty E9s will start bubbling on the nose, and that's also from the other side. Like, there just wasn't much paint on the on the inside up in there. And that kind of goes too with the front nose. I mean, you'll get a lot of stuff in here, and then yeah, they'll just sit in there and rot that out too. We'll open up the hood as well. But yeah, it's such a beautiful car. Like, even the way the door handles go in the trim, and just the lines of it just looks unreal. They definitely nailed it. But they made just over 30,000 of these, so there's 30,546, I believe, according to Wikipedia. And I don't know how many survived, but it's quite a rare car, especially compared to a 2002. We'll open the hood. See if I can zoom in there too. I mean, yeah, I gotta fix some wiring there, but that's what a normal one will look like. But yeah, if there's rust there, that is a big job. Because to do it properly, you really do have to take the dash out, and then of course cut the fenders and stuff. And like, looking at just the way the fenders are mounted, yeah, that just can't be a fun job to do. It's one of those cars where you really have to be careful. And I'll make a video on the 2002 versus E9 that'll be linked here somewhere. But these cars are like really kind of finicky. I don't know what you would want to call it. Like, it's precise and they're hand built. They're very good quality, but there's so many layers of trim. Like, even looking at this, there's a trim here. This is a separate panel. Of course, the wood is separate, and then you get your door card. And on 2002, that's just one piece. So they're kind of interesting the way they're built. Definitely not fun to restore. So we'll open up the engine. So this is a Euro model, which apparently they have 180 horse. The North American ones have 170. It's just done with lower compression pistons to for emissions, I think. So that's why the European ones are just a little bit better, but not. I don't think that's a noticeable difference. But the shock towers, that is another main issue. So this is kind of the triangle here. And then the way the fenders are mounted, this whole area will rot out too. So this is kind of a cavity in here as well. It's a little shelf almost that just collects dirt from the tires, and this area rusts out. So you see bubbling here, that is a major issue. And this still has the sound deadening and everything, which is nice. But yeah, any car that's been fixed or monkeyed with typically doesn't have sound deadening, and then there's actually a little strip here. So this is spot welded in, and this follows the whole, you can kind of see where it goes there. So there's a little strip the whole way, and if it doesn't have that, or that's bonded over, you know it's been messed with. Go to the other side too. This side's original, it's nice. Yeah, I'm very happy with this car. Definitely lucked out with it. But yeah, those are kind of the main issues. The rest of the E9s are, the rest of the body on the E9s is actually pretty solid. So, see here, yeah, it's a nice engine bay. It's a nice, it's a very similar engine to the 2002. Single overhead cam. Pretty big 6-cylinder, yeah, big 3-liter. These can make actually a lot more power, which is nice. Yeah, like there's not, I guess not tons of rust. I mean, the seams kind of go on the hood and stuff, but all the other rust really is visible. Like these will start to go. Mine's kind of just starting to bubble there. They just kind of start to split. But yeah, it's a sweet car. All right. Yeah, so moving on to the back. There's not really any other crazy serious rust areas over here. I mean, the flares rust out. You get kind of your typical car rust in the bottom quarters, anywhere where the stones will chip it. This area is kind of a unique E9 spot. If this starts bubbling, there's definitely something to worry about. The seals kind of go on these windows here, and then water runs down. And I know there's a few layers here, like it's a bit of an onion down there for fixing, so it's might not be fun to fix that area, but that is another little issue these cars have. And you might notice the rocker trim is screwed in place. So if you're looking at an E9, you can, yeah, ideally take that off and have a look underneath. I mean, anything like this obviously will hold dirt and just rot out the rockers. Of course, any of your edges here and stuff, that's all kind of common, just regular car issues. But yeah, what a beautiful car. I can't get enough of it. Another thing, when you pop the trunk, I mean, you should be greeted by a toolkit. Unfortunately, I do have the toolkit, but the plastic mounting's super weak and it just gets brittle and breaks. So most of them are broken and most of the toolkits seem to be robbed. I mean, this one's actually pretty good. The trunk lid itself, like these seams might rust. This seems pretty good, but up here, this is where, right here is where they rust, and you'll see bubbling on the outside corner too here. So that's kind of another issue. Most of the other stuff is actually seemingly pretty straightforward. I mean, my trunk's kind of full of parts right now, but the elephant skin, like underneath that, they don't really rust. I mean, you can look in the corners and stuff, taking these little, kind of your trunk panels off, but no, it's actually pretty good. Otherwise, nice. It's just a sweet car though, big unit. So yeah, otherwise, I mean, I gotta show you the keys too before I forget. They're pretty unique. They're a Hebra pin style key, and the Bavarias and the E9s had them. Take this out here. Hopefully it'll focus on that. Yeah, look at that, it's pretty cool. So yeah, just little pins with different size holes. Very cool. And for options, I mean, this car is kind of unique because it's a Euro car. So it actually has manual roll-up windows, and then pretty much all E9s have power rear windows. This has a manual sunroof as well, which is kind of cool. And I installed a flap recently wind deflector flap, which is another option, I guess. I've yet to drive with it, so I don't know how noisy it is, but just this little flap here. You can do, it's kind of a cool little trick. The rear seats aren't bolted down, and they just come right out. So you just have to lift in the rear seat, and they literally just pop right out. Just lift up on the bottom, and they just come right out. It is super easy. And then yeah, just look out for rust here in this area. That's kind of where the strut reinforcement area is, and yeah, that rusts out. But yeah, it is the easiest thing to do. I think most E9s are probably good, but yeah, then again, may as well look at it. Easy, and then you can also look in this area here, down, down on the rear floor. So that's just an easy thing you can do. Yeah, that's basically covers it, I think. It's a great machine. They do have the rust issues, but overall, really can't complain. And yeah, I mean, I know I'm biased, but I mean, what a car. The looks of it are just unreal. Such a mean shark-like front. And then of course the slim pillars and the sleek, like, low design. They look good. They look wicked. And yeah, my road trip to California last year, like, that's, to me at least, kind of proved, like, spending that much time in the car and then really getting to know it, like, yeah, I love this thing. Like, they handle decently. There's definitely noticeably a lot of weight in the front. I might need some stiffer sway bars, but overall it's a really great grand tour. I mean, you don't want an E9 for if you want a nimble, handy car. E9's not that car, but yeah, it cruises like 140, 150, just a great grand tour, and that is the point of this thing, to be driven. Now, I do have to say, there's something about this car, to me at least, and this might sound a little crazy, but it has a certain presence. Now, I don't know if the camera doesn't totally pick it up, but it just has a presence. I don't know. Like a BMW 2002 or a Mini has a cool factor, and it's a lot of fun, and you know, you feel like you're driving something unique, but this thing feels special. It feels like you should be wearing a suit, get a haircut, and like wearing some Oxfords, maybe like a Rolex or something. It just feels just in a sense of occasion and something special. And yeah, it's a wicked machine. I don't know what else to say. It's the E9 coupe form is a great form for any of the technical questions and stuff. There's a great community. Parts are, yeah, they're out there. So just get the best ones you can. Avoid rust and go from there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Look at that. Oh yeah. All right, till next time.